Well, hey folks, real lawsuit with John Rickland. Here's 10 main roster women in WWE who deserve a push in 2019. And much like the countdown I did for the NXT women, this is going to be me just giving my opinions, but this time on Raw and SmackDown women that I feel either have been not utilized at all on television, or barely, or have not been utilized the right way on television. And I think could be used a ton better. So this is going to be me just giving my opinions and why I picked these particular women. There are certain stars from both brands I'm leaving off. Obviously Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Bayley and Sasha and stuff like that. And yeah, Bayley and Sasha maybe haven't been booked all the best either, but they're still seen as stars. I want some of these underutilized women to be used better. And one brief honorable mention, Natty. I hope that Natty has a really good 2019 and maybe can taste championship gold. I'm a fan of her. I've been a fan of her for a good while. So I hope that she can. I don't know if it's going to happen. Who knows? But I would certainly like to see it as a big fan of her. But I just hope she has a really good 2019. She always delivers some great matches, especially when she's given the TV time to do so. She's a really, really good performer in the ring. Now we move on to the countdown proper with number 10, Alicia Fox. I did a video last year where I said Alicia Fox get released by WWE this year. Thankfully, I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. Now, I haven't not necessarily cared for Alicia Fox's antics, the acting crazy, that kind of stuff, whatever, and her shouting a lot. Didn't care for that stuff. That doesn't take away from the performer in the ring. She is a really good performer. It's probably has the best Northern Lights suplex in the business. I mean, at least in WWE and NXT and stuff like that. I mean, she is really damn good. I mean, my God, the bridging, the impact, and the fact that it's safe and everything, she does really damn good with that. But she's also good in the ring as far as how she wrestles. And they had her for 12 damn years. Why not give her a shot to be champion again? Who knows? She's only been champion one time. That was in 2010. Give her another shot. She's been with the company this long. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work, you take the title off of her after a month or two. You might as well give her a shot. Reward the fact that people who have been with the company and stuck through a whole lot of shit booking. Let's be honest. Alicia has been through a lot of shit booking. When they made her the 205 Live Bicycle, that was absolutely ridiculous. And that's what I referred to her as, because they were just having her passed around among some guys, and that wasn't necessarily great. Alicia deserves at least a chance at the championship. I mean, why not? What they got to lose? Build her up, give her some wins, and give her a shot at the champion, whoever it is. Now, I'm not saying it needs to happen by Mania. Have it happen building up to SummerSlam, something like that. Have her win at SummerSlam. Have her win it at the September pay-per-view. Whatever, just use somebody. If you're going to have somebody around that long, give her a shot. She's done well. Like I said, stuck through a lot of shit booking. Give Alicia a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Now we move on to Mickie James. Pretty much the same thing. Mickie James in her second go-around has not really been used all that well in the past couple years on the main roster. Now, actually, she just returned to the company a couple of years ago when she faced off against Asuka at TakeOver Toronto. One of the best takeovers ever, by the way. That's just my personal opinion. Mickie, though, through all the shit booking and everything, still performs really damn well. And they have her as Alexa's side piece or cougar. I'm not really sure what they're doing with her. But Mickie is still a top-tier performer, and her being champion wouldn't hurt. If you switch her to SmackDown, she could be the SmackDown Women's Champion, like sometime after Mania or something like that. The bottom line is Mickie is still a really good performer, and it would not hurt to see her taste some championship gold. And then she could put over somebody younger. not that she's old, just she's a veteran. Put over somebody younger, and then and that win can help establish, a newer talent as being someone to see, like, wow, she beat Mickie James. And Mickey's actually probably one of those who could wrestle well into her 40s. She's still in really good shape, really good quality shape. Keeps herself just absolutely with a phenomenal look and a safe style. She can wrestle for another 10 damn years if she really wants to. But I think she deserves a title run in 2019. And then we move on to somebody that I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know what? If they're willing to go with her, go for it. Mandy Rose. And here's what. Mandy Rose is not necessarily somebody I care that much for, but I do admit this. One, she's had some pretty good lines in promos, like when she came down and ran down a whole bunch of the women that were picked for Team SmackDown, she ran down Carmella and said, "Your dance breaks are like your title reign, short and meaningless." Ooh, that was really good. I'm not gonna do all that ooh stuff like for everything, but that was a really, really good line. She isn't bad in the ring. She is considerably better than I thought she would be. I will say that much. She has improved. She does have the look that Vince loves, because Vince loves himself some blondes. And that's not Mandy's fault. I'm just pointing out that Vince is a bit of a perv. But Mandy, as far as her in-ring ability, I think that could tell a story. And will she win gold in 2019? Maybe not. She could have a shock win. Hell, she could win the women's Money in the Bank and cash in. Who knows? I personally think they should drop the Money in the Bank concept, except for the women, but that's okay. That's another day. Mandy, I think, should get some more TV time and hopefully can. I mean, they got 5 fucking hours of TV. Not like they can't use the women a whole lot more. And then we move on to Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan is still learning the ropes and stuff like that. Is really good for how few years she's been in the wrestling business. She is somebody that has a good look, has a really, has a really good physical presence, and is somebody that could be a good powerhouse. And she's featured right in the Riot Squad. There is some good, there's something there with Sarah Logan. It will take a bit. Might be a couple years off. But her being with Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan is helping. Because Ruby is able to with her veteran status, like especially among the group, is able to do a whole lot of really good things and say, hey, let's try this and this. And you can see that it's rubbing off on Sarah and Liv. And it's working. So I think Sarah deserves a push. I do. That's just my opinion. And number 6, and this might surprise some people, but I'm going to say Liv Morgan. I was going to say Asuka, and then I'm like, I don't think that, unless they turn Asuka heel and just have her go on an absolute tear, I don't see them really pushing Asuka. Give Liv Morgan a chance. One, she finally, when she dyed her hair, it distinguished her from the other blondes on the roster. She had a distinguished look anyway with the blue tongue because she likes eating blue Jolly Ranchers. But Liv's look now works for her. She has made it her own. And I give Liv tons of credit for trying to get back in the ring even after that concussion spot from that inadvertent kick by Brie Bella. Which, yes, I ranted about a couple months ago, or when it first happened. I think it was about a month and a half ago. So yes, you can go check that rant out if you want. But looking at Liv, I'm like, okay, I didn't think I'd put Liv on this list. Earlier this year, I would have not put Liv on this list. The last 6 months or so, she has improved. Sure has been mostly in tags. I'm not saying that she's Ricky Steamboat in between the ropes. I'm not saying she's Lita. I'm not saying she's Bull Nakano. I'm not saying she's Medusa. I'm not saying she's Sherry Martel. I'm not saying she's a lot of the better performers from the past. But Liv does have something. She has improved. And I would, honest to God, love to see Liv get a chance at, a shot at gold as time goes on. Will that happen in 2019? Who knows? If they introduce new titles, tag titles, or a mid-card title for the women, who knows? Maybe we could, do that to help Rocket Liv. It may take till 2020, but I'm hoping that the Riot Squad's featured a whole lot better on TV as time goes on. So now we go to number 5, Ruby Riott. Yes, all members of the Riot Squad are in this. Ruby deserves to be champion in 2019. That's really all I had to say about it. I mean, Ruby is dynamite. She's great. Really good. She's good on the mic. She's good in the ring. She has it, and they really should be going with her. She deserves it. She deserves a chance to be the the champion and be somebody that they can focus on, and it's like somebody that honestly should be viewed as the woman on the roster. I mean, she really, really is damn good. I don't think she's going to be the one to dethrone Ronda, but if Ruby were to get a shot sometime around SummerSlam or something, I would be all for it. Ruby has it, and if they just give her a chance, she could show that she has it. Now we move on to Ember Moon. Ember Moon is somebody, she has had such baffling booking in 2018. Her title run in NXT wasn't all that great. Let's just be perfectly honest. That's not knocking Ember. Ember did the best she could. They cut her legs off from under her, having her lose to Asuka twice, and then Asuka presented her the title. And it, after Ember had won this match, they got cut down by 5-something minutes, which was terrible. And it's not Ember's fault. It's just it didn't help her. She carried herself like a champion. I just don't think anybody really bought it. And it wasn't that people didn't think that Ember was legit. But anyway, since being called into the main roster, she's delivered some good performances. But she's been creatively stifled by just being in these endless bad feuds, especially this current one that's going on as of the recording of this video with Tamina and Nia Jax. It's just shit. Because Ember is so much better than that, and I get it, they can't have everybody on top all the damn time, but Ember deserves a really good showing in the Rumble and stuff like that, and maybe to win the Women's Battle Royal and maybe earn a title shot or something like that, or she just deserves to be featured better. Honest to God, Ember just deserves to be featured better. She is a really damn good athlete. And now we move on to Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is not included on that NXT list because she's on the verge of being called up soon anyway. There's no reason for me to include her on the NXT list. Nikki Cross is somebody who should have been champion in NXT. She wasn't. She should be champion. If she's on the blue brand especially, she should be champion sometime in 2019. She is really, really damn good. Now, I don't think she will be, because she's the type that can hover with wins and losses and be okay. I just don't quite get why Nikki was never made. I mean, I get kind of why Nikki was never made champion during Asuka's run, but I don't know. I just feel like Nikki deserved a whole lot better. Even though, even in defeat, she would deliver a lot of good performances. But we'll see. Though Nikki, I feel, deserves a ton of TV time and really deserves a rocket put on her. But one I feel deserves a rocket more. And yeah, that's why I'm wearing this shirt, Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville should be champion next year. I know that she's young, has only been in the business for a few years. She is somebody that is dynamite. She is absolute dynamite in the ring. She's skilled. She can cut good promos. I think will probably have to be helped along with that, but she comes across as a natural. A lot of talents come across as natural if you don't script them to no end. But yes, also for the fact she's a great athlete, but also openly, lesbian, athlete. That is something you could help market. She could be a beacon of hope for young women and young men that are members of the LGBT community that were like, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. And I'm not saying market and exploit it, but tell me that wouldn't be something where you could get a ton of attention and WWE wouldn't be willing to do that attention. But could Sonya do it? I'm currently fantasy booking a series of shows where I'm actually going to rocket Sonya up to the main event. Now, rocket her over a series of months, but still, because I think she has something. And you might as well push new talents while you're at it. Now, that's my take on it. You guys can let me know, by the way. You can watch those videos. They're in my sorted playlist. And let me know what you guys think of that. So now we move on to but yes, Sonya's absolute dynamite. Number one, the Iconics. Look, this is especially if they introduce the tag titles. Even if they introduce a mid-card title for the women, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce should have been used a ton better on NXT TV, but they were taken off for surgical reasons. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that's basically what it was. They can do what they want with their bodies. It's their bodies. That's the bottom line. But since they weren't featured all that well on NXT TV before, and then they were taken off of there, I mean, after a certain, I think one of the last times they were featured was like sometime late in 2017, and they were off and off and off, and they were barely featured on NXT TV, and then they were brought to the main roster, and they've done nothing. Any matches they've won have gone nowhere. They've eaten more losses and more losses and more losses. They were tossed out of the Royal Rumble, or not the Royal Rumble, but the Battle Royal Evolution really, really quickly. And I mean, I get that. That was kind of funny, and it kind of fit with the Iconics, like, talking a big game and then getting tossed out. I just feel like they should be used better, because there are some times for like 3 weeks to a month they aren't even featured on TV. Well, what the shit? Like, they're two really good performers and have a really good gimmick. At least that's my personal opinion. So, where they aired, one of them could become SmackDown Women's Champion, and then they could go under the Freebird rule, and either one could defend it. Something like that. Who knows? The bottom line is the Iconics deserve to be pushed a whole lot better. So that is all I have to say about that. I would love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments. And if there are some women that I didn't mention that you feel deserve pushes. Or are there certain women on this list that you agree with or disagree with? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Ritland, and I will see you soon.